France have released their team for the All Blacks game, the opening game of the Nations Championship. Now, yes, it's not their strongest team, but this team right here is extremely strong. I can already see just reading it that the forward pack might be where the challenge is, but there's still some really good forward players here that have been playing really well for their clubs. And even for France as well. But the backline for France looks absolutely outrageous. I think the backline battle, France versus the All Blacks, is going to be absolutely awesome. But before we do go over the team, before we do get into it, please, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. I really do. The French fans throughout the Six Nations were absolutely awesome. And once again, as I said in the Six Nations, some of these names I will struggle to pronounce. So please, in the comments, help me out. I'm not French. I'm trying to get better, and I think I have gotten a lot better, so I do kind of back myself with these names here. But let's get right into it. Starting off with number 1, Jefferson Poirot. Number 2, Maxime Lamotte. Number 3, Demba Bamba. Very good to see him there. Number 4, Hugo Aradal. Number 5, Tom Staniforth. Number 6, Pierre Bouchaton. Number 7, Oscar Giroux. Number 8, Marco Gazzotti. Number 9, and captain Maxime Lucu. Number 10, and one of the best players in the world, Mathieu Jalibert. Number 11, and an up-and-coming star, Theo Sogbe. Number 12, Yoram Mofana. Number 13, Fabien Braubery. Number 14, good to see his name back in the team, Damien Penaud. And number 15, Max Spring. And then the finishers, we have Barnaby Massa at number 16, Reda Wardy at number 17, Reggie Montan at number 18, Mikel Guillard at number 19, Killian Texerons at number 20, Nolan Lacarec at number 21, Antoine Hastoy at number 22, and Nicolas Depotet at number 23. So a really strong team selected there from France. This team's coming here to beat the All Blacks. They really believe they can beat the All Blacks with this team. I mean, there's players from La Rochelle there. There's players from Bordeaux. And Pau as well. Some really good teams there. But that Bordeaux team this year was awesome in the Champions Cup. Yes, they kind of fell short in the top 14. But they've been one of the best club teams in the world. And this team has a lot of those players there as well. I mean, I'm really glad to see a guy like Jefferson Poirot there. It does help him out that he is scrummaging alongside Maxime Lamotte. They've been very good for Bordeaux together. The other guy there, Carlos Sardi, that's a part of that, now in the Springbok squad. So if you play well for your club, you will get called up for your country. And I think Jefferson Poirot really does deserve it. He's been awesome recently. Another player he's been one of my favorite players for a long time to watch, Demba Bamba. Went through a bit of a dip period where his form kind of dipped. But this guy can cause a lot of damage. And I think he's a massive unit. He's a huge human being. We saw it in the Six Nations, the kind of few little minutes he got. This guy can cause damage. And I think the French team has to start playing him more. Because Demba Bamba is an awesome player. He's an awesome scrummager. And I think he really will cause a lot of damage this weekend. But it's going to be a tough battle. I think it's Demba Bamba against Ethan de Groot and Jefferson Poirot against Fletcher Newell. So that front row battle is going to be very fun. And I think very even as well. Looking at the locks, Hugo Aradal and Tom Staniforth. Two good players, definitely not the kind of in-form best players for France. I think that maybe is where France is a bit thin, but still, Hugo Aradal had a really good Six Nations. Tom Staniforth is a very good player as well. Looking at the loose trio, this is where you can kind of see that this isn't France's strongest team, but that front row, there's no excuses there. I think locks and loose forwards probably is where not excuses can be made, but definitely where they aren't their strongest. I mean, Pierre Bouchaton, Oscar Giroux, he's definitely one of those guys there that is the main guy. He's awesome, Oscar Giroux. Then Marco Gazzotti, who's another good player, but I think right now it'll be a very good experience for these guys to get that game time experience against one of the best teams in the world in their back garden in New Zealand. And I don't think, I remember that France sent a bit of an inexperienced team to play the All Blacks a few years ago. I don't think this team is like that at all. I think this team is a lot stronger than that team, and I think this team actually has a chance to win. That's not taking anything away from the All Blacks. I think the All Blacks could also be missing a few guys from their team and still give the actual France team, the actual main France team, which is most of these guys with a few extra guys, a run for their money as well. So I do think this France team has a chance to win, but once again, if this was in France, I'd probably be saying that they have a much better chance to win than when they do now in New Zealand. But playing in New Zealand against the All Blacks, it's never going to be easy. It's not a joke. It's probably, statistically, it probably is the hardest thing in rugby throughout history to do. It really is. To beat the All Blacks in New Zealand is the hardest thing you can do historically in rugby. So for this team to go there and beat the All Blacks, this forward pack has to probably be playing the best game of their lives. So that's just what I see. But I do see those guys like Jefferson Poirot, Maxime Lamont, Demba Bamba, Hugo Aradel, and Oscar Giroux, a few experienced guys to really come on and just kind of be calm. Just calm the other guys down around them and play some really good rugby as well. But moving on to the backline, this is where it gets extremely fun. Maxime Luku at number 9, Mathieu Jalibert at number 10. No excuses there. That is the two strongest players. Yes, Antoine Dupont's not there, but Maxime Luku is one of the best 9s in the world. There's no excuse there. Maxime Luku is the captain because he is one of the best players. Mathieu Jalibert is the starting 10 normally and one of the best fly halves in the world. Probably him and Sasha Ngomazulu and Finn Russell, the 3 best attacking fly halves in the world. And I think Mathieu Jalibert, probably in my opinion, is the best right now. They're looking at the centres, Yoram Mofana and Fabien Bralbouri. Of course, I did expect to see 2 players that know each other there. I expected either a Yoram Mofana with a Nicolas Deporté or a Emilian Gaiton with a Fabien Bralbouri. But that being said, 2 very solid players there. Mofana's been really good for Bordeaux. Fabien Bralbouri's been really good for Power as well. Those are no joke centres. They both have been kind of the first choice guys before in the Six Nations. So those guys are no joke. That's going to be a very good kind of centre battle against Geordie Barrett and Quintu Paia. Then of course, and the back 3, Theo Atisogbe, Damien Penaud, and Max Spring. Now, Max Spring, I haven't seen too much of him. I know he's a good player though, so I am excited to see him. But Theo Atisogbe and Damien Penaud thoroughly deserves to be called back up to the team. He is probably one of the best wingers in the world. Still is. Yes, he got dropped for the Six Nations because of a lot of reasons, but it's really good to see Damien Penaud back, and he gets to play against the All Blacks in France. He's going to be up for it. And Theo Atisogbe, one of the most athletic players in the world, good under the high ball, plays like a fullback almost as well, good with ball in hand, good little chip kicks, good kicking game as well. So that whole backline for France is no joke. That is a really good backline, and that backline can take on any backline in the world on any given day. So a really strong backline there for France. Now we'll look at some of the finishers. They say here, finishers. I think that's how they say it there on that team sheet. Barnaby Massa, Reda Wadi, Reggie Montan, Mikel Guillard, Kylian Texeron. So those are the backup, the kind of bench forwards. I do expect them to come on and get some game time. Some of the main players there, Reggie Montan and Mikel Guillard, probably the 2 of the more experienced guys there. Reda Wadi is a good player. Barnaby Massa is also a good player, and Kylian Texeron. But it will be a very good kind of, not learning lesson, but it'll be a very good experience for these guys to get game time in New Zealand against New Zealand, especially before those main guys come back into the team. So really good kind of backup forward pack there. I don't think they are stronger than the backup forward pack for the All Blacks. I mean, they've got Asafo Amua, Tyrell Lomax, Xavier Numia, Patrick Tuipulotu, and Wallace Atiti. So I do think the All Blacks in the forward pack definitely are stronger in the starting and the bench. But then looking at those bench players, Nolan Lakarek, who's one of the best players in the world on any given day, a really good scrum off, definitely a top 10 scrum off in the world. Then you have guys like Antoine Hastoy as well, who's been there for a while in the French setup, a very good player. And of course, Nicolas Deporté, who was the starting centre in the Six Nations, just come back from injury, a very good player for Bordeaux as well. So a really solid team for France, and I cannot wait to see this game. But that being said, let me know what you think of the starting lineup and the bench, the entire 23, down below in the comments. I cannot wait for this game. I do think France in the forward pack might struggle, but hey, on any given day, this team can pitch up and beat any team in the world. The backline looks really strong. I think it's going to be a very fun game of rugby. I will be doing a preview coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. It's going to be very fun. And of course, a match reaction right after the game, as well as the player ratings as well for all the France players and the All Blacks players. So if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.